will continue to expand on authenticity, which we were working on yesterday. I was explaining the tattvas of mamakara, ahankara, and anayakara, and taking responsibility even for others' anayakara. Please understand, whether it is the ordinary level of the world, the metaphysical level of using powers of mind, or spiritual level of using conscious powers, in all the three levels, only when you take responsibility for anayakara, you express and radiate. There is a very beautiful story, a Buddhist story, which has a very deep meaning. A very powerful metaphysical science is expressed through this story. Somebody goes and asks Buddha, "You talk so much about Nibbana." Nibbana means the ultimate state of enlightenment, Nirvana. In Sanskrit, it is called as Nirvana. In Buddhism, it is called as Nibbana. The word is borrowed from Shaiva Siddhanta. We have records that this word was first used around 8,000 years ago by the great Shaiva Siddhanta Rishi Tirumular. He used this word Nirvana Diksha. So, somebody asks Buddha, "Bhagwan, you speak so much about Nibbana, Nirvana. When are you going to get into that state? Are you already in that state? Or will you get that state after leaving the body?" Jivan Mukti means living enlightenment. Videha Mukti means radiating enlightenment. After you leave the body, this person was asking about Videha Mukti. Buddha laughed. "I naturally cannot say that I am in that state because I am in the body." And his next statement was shocking. He said, "I am not going to achieve nirvana even if I leave the body. Only after the last person on the planet achieves it, I will achieve it. I will be waiting." That is why I tell you, Buddha is still waiting until the last person achieves enlightenment. I am not going to have nirvana. I will be waiting. The masters who commit with their disciples do make themselves continuously available. This is extreme patience. Buddha works as if you are going to get enlightened today, but he is ready to wait until the last person gets enlightenment. The power of passion and the power of patience both express in their extreme. Only when you are authentic. Please understand. When a disciple feels, "My master is responsible for my enlightenment," the master fulfills your anayakara. That is why I say, I commit with you until you become enlightened. The energy which works through this body will do its job and help you reach enlightenment because I am authentic about it. There is a beautiful story by Sri Ramakrishna. He says that only if it rains, when the Swati Nakshatra, the star, positioning of stars, it is in its peak and the mother of pearl comes and opens her mouth above the ocean. And the Swati Nakshatra goes inside the mother of pearl and the mother of pearl goes into the ocean. Only then it will create a pearl. See, how many things have to come together for a pearl to happen? In the same way, for enlightenment to happen in you, you have to listen, internalize, have strong trust, and not to be distracted in between. There are so many things that need to be aligned. When the things get aligned, the rain knows that all the water it showers may not become a pearl. And it has to wait for the Swati star to rise. And then the mother of pearl to come up and open her mouth. It knows, but it still continues to shower. In the same way, I know that so many things have to align, but I continue to do my work. I continue to shower. I stretch, stretch, and stretch. Peak capacity expresses with peak authenticity. Understand? Peak capacity expresses with peak authenticity. I will not give up on you. I tell you, unless you have tremendous patience, authenticity, it cannot become a reality in you. You need to have tremendous love and patience. I tell you, in any field, life happens to you, completion happens to you only when there is tremendous love for people and a decision not to give up on people. Bring authenticity, the ability to stretch yourself to complete the Anayakara. What others feel about you is not a curse, it is a possibility that you can expand. If they feel that you are a great, expand and stretch yourself to fulfill that. If they think that you are wrong, be strong enough to stand and withstand it. I am doing my job. In the same way, it is now your turn to do your job. Raise yourself to the Anayakara of others. Raise yourself especially to my Anayakara of you. I have a certain image about you. When I rise to the image you carry about me, it is now your turn to raise yourself to my image of you. Only then does the guru-disciple relationship starts. Not with me, with all the gurus. Shiva has to raise the expectations of Uma, and Uma has to rise up to the expectations of the Shiva. Understand? Only then Meenakshi's wedding happens. Meenakshi's wedding is a symbolic case of the individual soul merging with the cosmic soul. The individual becoming enlightened. The independent soul always starts the journey fighting with the cosmic soul. Understand this? The journey starts with a fight. The individual soul comes on. What do you mean by not letting what I want? When you want to buy 2 candies for some money and the shopkeeper says that he will only give you 1 candy for that much money, that fight is nothing but your fight with the cosmic soul. When that is an expression of the individual soul rebelling. Do not think that your individual soul rebels only when you start knowing the science of enlightenment. No, understand this. Your fight starts from the age of 3 with the candy man to have more candy from for the same money. The ultimate journey always starts with a fight. That is why the union of Meenakshi and Sundareshwara also starts with a fight. She goes to all the way to Kailash to fight, and Lord Shiva is meditating. Almost all of your spiritual sadhana, which is spiritual practice, is nothing but a fight. Each time you expand to fulfill the responsibility of others' image about you, the cosmic union happens in you. Meenakshi Kalyana, wedding, union happens in you. Meenakshi Kalyana is the typical story of how an individual soul expressed authenticity with Ahankara, Mamakara and Anayakara. Just by authenticity, she was a successful queen and a goddess. Yes, they are not myth, they are perfect maths. When you do not understand the math of the mystery, you become mythological. When you understand the mystery, you will understand the simple math, not the myth. If you don't know the mystery, the math becomes myth. Meenakshi is the perfect example of authenticity with Mamakara, Ahankara and Anayakara. I will brief explain Meenakshi's story. Meenakshi is a Pandya princess, an incarnation of the Divine Mother herself, the Devi herself, who incarnated in the 8th century. She goes on a Digvijay. Digvijay means conquering all the directions. She goes and conquers literally everybody and then goes to Kailash, the abode of Shiva. There she conquers Subramanya, Kartikeya and Lord Ganesha, the sons of Shiva. Finally, there is only Nandi, the aide of Shiva, who is left. She fights with him and wins over Nandi. Finally, she stands in front of Mahadeva, Shiva himself. When your individual soul raises itself to stand and face to face with the cosmic soul, the anger disappears. The sadhana disappears. Please understand. When the energy expresses as anger, if the anger is removed from the energy, it turns completely into love. So she just fell in love because the anger, the chilly component of the energy was removed. The story sweetly says that for the first time in her life, Ma Meenakshi understood what shyness was. Understand? She was brought up to be a king, not a queen. That is why she has so much of power and aggression. She was like a powerful king, really powerful. So the story says that the moment she felt shyness, the masculine components which she was carrying in her body all disappeared. She just fell into the depth of feminine consciousness. I can say that she became enlightened. The physiological and psychological mutation happened. Understand? The union of masculine and feminine energy happened inside her. Then Mahadeva says, all right, what do you want? Do you want to fight? She says, no, I want to marry you. Then he says, all right, you are in a human body. So I have to assume a human body to marry you. You go back to Madurai, the city of Meenakshi. I will come there as Sundareshwara and marry you. Then he comes down as Sundareshwara, an avatar of Shiva, and then marries her. The whole story is story of authenticity. Every time you raise yourself to others, Anayakara, even every time you stretch yourself to fulfill others, Anayakara, you achieve completion. You achieve fulfillment. You achieve union. Liberation from your individual identity happens to you only when you raise yourself to others, Anayakara. When you stretch yourself to others, Anayakara, liberation from Ahankara and Mamakara happens. I will give you the next level of assignment. Today's assignment is this. Whoever watching this video, whenever, please do this assignment. Look deeply within and identify the inauthenticity. In all the conflicting aspects of your life, what are the words that you gave and did not fulfill? Also, identify if you have given words that are not according to the peak of your capacity. And that is not just what you think as the peak of your capacity, but also what others think, others consider as peak of your capacity. For example, if you may think your capacity is to get 80% in an examination, but your mother thinks that your capacity is to get 100%. Only when you stretch, you will be able to liberate yourself from the identity that you carry about you. The cover-up happens only by Mamakara, but liberation from Mamakara happens only when you fulfill others' Anayakara. So, identify the words you gave but did not fulfill. Also identify if you have given words that are not according to the peak of your capacity. And that is not just what you think as the peak of your capacity, but also what others consider as peak of your capacity. Please pen down this assignment. Now, we will see further in the next session. Thank you everyone for joining today. I will take your leave now. Namaskar.